everyone, Melissa from Melissa vs. Fibromyalgia here. Happy Awareness Month. I love getting a chance to bring awareness to these conditions that I and many others experience. Fibromyalgia and ME CFS being the main two that I talk about, but we do actually have a few other conditions I think that also fall in the same period of time. But I want to take a break from my normal kind of throwing ideas at you, the research, what's helping me, and really just get down to the nitty-gritty. And so today I want to share some truth about living with fibromyalgia and ME CFS, because I've chosen to keep it very positive as I can, because that just it impacts my mental health and well-being, and I would rather leave people on an optimistic and hope-focused note as often as possible. There's a place for every end of the spectrum, but that's where I choose to focus with my work. But for this month, I would really like to share what it's really like. So 24 truths of living with fibromyalgia, ME CFS, orthostatic intolerance or POTS. We don't really know which one yet. Endometriosis, for which I had excision surgery and hysterectomy, interstitial cystitis, and all of the things that kind of come with that. So I have created some resources that you can share as well. If any of the truths kind of hit home for you, there is a shareable image. So the blog post is linked below and you can access that. So the first thing, and there's in no particular order, I haven't ranked them or anything like that, but the first is that there is never a moment when my body is not in pain or fatigued. So I've improved a lot over the years, but there is never a moment where I don't have a negative sensation. Number 2, I have to take a rest every single day. On the days I can't rest, which is few and far between because I've gotten very clever at trying to sprinkle it in somewhere, but on the days I don't, I am miserable. The afternoon is terrible, I'm in more pain. I sleep worse because I'm overtired. It's trickier to get to sleep and stay asleep, and then the next day I have additional pain and fatigue. Number 3, learning is one of my highest values. So learning and family are my top 2 values, and yet my memory and cognitive function is impaired, especially when I'm sleeping more poorly. So now it's the best it's ever been, and once I started quetiapine and started sleeping, it's like layers of fog came off my brain, but I still don't have full access to it, and memory is a difficult thing to not be able to access when you love to learn, because part of learning is being able to retain the information. Number 4 is that I actually can't control my temperature very well, and so when it is too hot, I cannot stay upright or control my heart rate. Number 5, it took me 20 years to be diagnosed correctly. Number 6, people think that they can tell you all sorts of things, but they think they can tell you to push through, or that they don't think you're trying hard enough. They can also make you feel like you're making it up. They can also tell you this, that, and the other thing that you should be trying that will cure you, as if you haven't tried enough. They think they can say a lot of things, and it hurts. No one has a right to tell you anything like that, or dismiss you, or pass judgment on what you're experiencing. No exceptions, no one. Number 7, I can be exhausted all day and still sleep poorly overnight. And in fact, being overtired makes it harder to sleep. Number 8, going to a medical professional with a symptom is like Russian roulette. So I don't know if I'll be met with understanding or answers. And I do also worry that one day a doctor will refuse the medicines that help me a lot. It also is interesting because quite often when I go to the doctor with a symptom, they have to Google it. Number 9, I do all of the right things, available right now for ME CFS and fibromyalgia, and I still have symptoms every single day. I am not in remission. Number 10, I get physically sick when my symptoms get too high and if I stay up too late. So I get like nausea, lightheadedness, and just an inability to stay upright. It's like my body makes me extremely unwell, and the only thing I can do is lie down. Number 11, I have meditated almost every day for 10 years, and it is the only way that I can get a real and true rest break from my body. Number 12, I can never truly take a holiday. because going away is actually much harder than managing at home. And quite often, well, actually, I think every single holiday has caused a flare up. That's just one of those big cost versus benefit things, and each time I have to decide whether or not I can handle it. 13, I am damn proud of myself and what I've achieved. Such a truth. I am so proud of myself and what I've achieved. 14, I share my journey online because I don't want anyone else to go so long without support, understanding, or treatment. Number 15, my stomach is often uncomfortable. 16, I love to exercise, but I have to be super careful about how I do it. So I have to mind my heart rate, the heat, my knees, my sacroiliac joint, my neck, my whole back. It's just lucky I've been doing it for a long time and can modify as needed. Especially my training as a yoga teacher has really helped. 17, despite serious debilitating conditions, I still also experience normal life irritants. So I get the cold, I get the flu, I get overwhelmed by expectations. It's just all additional. Number 18, I can do more, but I'm learning how not to, which is not easy. But it does impact the quality of my life, because pushing through won't make me better. Pushing through is not going to get you better. There are so many terrible flow-on effects from pushing through, and life is not about functionality. Life is not about trying to do what society says. We deserve a quality of life. We deserve to stop trying to push through. 19, I can only sleep on my back with a specific pillow for my neck, an electric heating pad, a medium soft mattress, and 2 pillows under my knees. I awaken easily, and that's why it's really difficult to travel, because even one bad night sets off a flow-on effect of more pain and more fatigue. I have to be very particular in order to get sleep. 20, a medical professional has outright told me that no medical specialty in New Zealand cares about the conditions I have. I have a list of like 6 on their file, and yeah, they told me that there's no medical specialty. Who cares? 21, I feel guilt about the burden I am on my family. I don't want them to miss out on anything, but I also want to be with them. And sometimes asking for those modifications makes me feel like a burden, and sometimes, whether they mean it or not, it does. Their response makes me feel like one. And so that balance of wanting them to live their full lives but me also wanting to live mine is tricky. 22, I am really mad about my limitations, and I'm more furious about how I've been treated over the years, because if any doctor had taken any interest years ago, and then they could started these treatments that helped me earlier, I wouldn't have got so bad, and it wouldn't have taken so long to get better, and I wouldn't have experienced such a long time living with those levels of symptoms. 23, oh, these ones are like the hard-hitting ones. I am scared that my health will go backwards. When my symptoms worsen or I go into a flare, I worry that I will go back like I was before. And logically, I know it can't, because I have so many more coping mechanisms. But there is an element of trauma involved in living with high symptom levels with nothing to help and no one to understand. Being dismissed by people, including medical professionals, when you are in that level of pain and fatigue, it's traumatizing. And there's no easy way to get over that. So yeah, that is a balance there, knowing you can go backwards and you can go forwards. So that's just there in the background. And 24, I believe I'm in the middle of my recovery story. I believe that I'll improve. I've been smacked down a lot, but that little ember of hope is still burning. And even if I don't improve further, I have learned that I'm deserving of happiness and I'm deserving of quality of life. And so I'm starting to get better at working at my own pace. So that's, I feel like, a really good truth to round it out. Again, this is for Awareness Month, but it holds true at all times. There are images for every truth. So if any of the truths resonate with you, then go to the blog post and feel free to share it. Share it to Twitter or your Facebook or whatever. Let me know in the comments below what truth do you resonate with, or what truth maybe I didn't list that is true for you. And this Awareness Month, I want you to know that I am here doing this journey with you, but also that I am praying and hoping and sending all my good wishes that we will have the research breakthrough soon. And so keep watching this channel, because I'm following the research and I'm following the people who I believe are going to find the answers for us. Thank you for being here.